Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Nadine. I recently moved to Los Angeles and today I want to share with you my experience and give you some tips how to move to LA if you are planning to. So keep watching and let's get right into it. So let's imagine you made a decision and bought a one-way ticket to the city of your dreams. Nope. Tip number one is if you have a chance, go and see first before you move. Of course, a few days or a week are not going to show you the real life, but at least you'll get an idea if this city is what you're looking for. For the first time, I visited California in October 2018. I had a vacation there for 10 days. It was a wonderful road trip where I could actually see a lot of different cities along the way. And I made a few decisions. I definitely didn't want to live in Sacramento or San Francisco, and the city that made the biggest impression on me was Santa Barbara. So quiet, so peaceful, so inspiring, all people smiling, and it seems they all are just enjoying their lives. But I think it would be unreasonable to move to Santa Barbara just because Los Angeles has a lot more to offer. And if you're planning to build your career, I think it's a lot easier to do it in Los Angeles. While you still have to work a lot in order to achieve your goals, but think about advantages. You can do it with a sunny background and seeing palm trees through the window. After that vacation, I fell in love with Los Angeles even more. I've been living in Philadelphia at that time, and because of some life obstacles, I couldn't move and didn't even think about it until 1 year passed and I got a chance to make my dream real. I left my job, sold my car, left the apartment, and had all my stuff stored in the friend's basement in order to go and see family for 2.5 months in Europe, and then I just bought a ticket directly to Los Angeles. Say that starting from scratch in the new place is really hard, but if you're confident in what you're doing and if moving to LA or any other city in this tremendous world is a necessary step for you in order to grow, just do it because it's so worth it. So the main things you have to deal with by yourself when you're moving to the city, you don't know anybody in, are finding a place to live, transportation, and finding a job. Next step is going to be pick the area where you'd like to live in. LA is so spread out, you have to know at least approximately what area you'd like to live in. In other case, you'll get so confused when it comes to picking the apartment. I made a list of some areas I would recommend to live in, and some of them are Santa Monica, Culver City, Beverly Hills, West Hollywood, Beverlywood, and Hollywood. To live in valleys, such areas as Encino, Sherman Oaks, Van Nuys, Valley Glen, North Hollywood, Studio City, Toluca Lake, and Universal City are very nice for living. And the areas you should avoid are Inglewood, Huntington Park, Southgate, Linwood, Compton, Gardena, Bell Gardens, and others that are located on the south and on the east of the areas I just mentioned. I've been to many different areas, good and bad, while driving, and I can't believe they all are part of one city, because you can clearly see the huge difference between them. I live in the actual city of Los Angeles, very close to Culver City, and I'm very satisfied with the location. At first, I considered living in valleys, but in that case, it would take longer to get to the ocean. So for example, let's imagine right now I'm 7 miles away from Santa Monica, and it can take about 15 minutes to get there during nighttime. However, daytime, and especially traffic hours, it can take up to 40 minutes or 1 hour to get there, which is crazy. And people talking about bad traffic in LA are not exaggerating. Traffic is insane. So you pick the area where you'd like to live in, and now we're going to look for an apartment. My advice is go to Facebook and join all possible groups about Los Angeles. Create a post. Mention how many people are moving in. Is it only you or you and your friend, you and your relative? Then ask yourself what kind of place you're looking for. Is it a studio? Is it 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment? Mention the areas you'd like to live in, mention your budget, and don't forget to mention the date when you are ready to move in. Post it in as many groups as possible at the same time. It will increase your chances to find the right apartment faster. I also used Facebook Marketplace. It has a separate section called Rentals. Other sites I've been using are Trulia, Zillow, Craigslist. What I also did, I just went to Google Maps, put apartments in search, picked the areas I'd like to live in, went to the websites of the apartment communities, and saw which apartments are available right now. But honestly, Facebook groups worked out the best way for me, as I found my current studio over there. The hard part is that in most cases, landlords want you to sign 1-year lease, and it is a kind of problem, because if you sign the contract and then found a job which is in a different part of LA, you will spend hours and hours each day in traffic trying to get to your job. So if you can find temporary option at the beginning, or maybe sign month-to-month agreement, that would be the best way to do. As you can move closer to your job as soon as you find one if it's too far from your current place of living. When you move in, you have to pay for the first months of the rent and a deposit, which is usually equal to the amount of the rent. And sometimes they also ask you to pay for the last months of renting. I would recommend to have at least $5,000 when moving to LA, just to feel more or less secured before you find a job. You can also move with less amount of money, and you can even pay per day renting on Airbnb, but it's a lot riskier than just having saved amount of money you can use in case you don't find a job within the first months living in LA. What I also saw in Facebook groups that many people are subleasing their apartments. For example, somebody signed a contract for 1 year, but something happened and they have to move to a different city or different apartment, and they're trying to find somebody who's gonna take over their lease. You can actually rent their apartment till the end of their lease, and then after that you have to move out or you have to sign your own contract with the landlord. I started to look for an apartment 1 month in advance. Every day I was scrolling down through all new posts and Facebook groups. I reached people, asked them a million of questions, and if the apartment met my requirements, then I actually set up an appointment to come and see it as soon as I'm in LA. Real options I had at that time were a studio for $1,400 plus utilities in Mid-City and a studio for $1,600 all included in West Hollywood. And both options became unavailable when I came to Los Angeles. I will tell you about some other options I had just to give you an idea of how much the rent in LA actually is. So the other options I had were a studio for $1,500 all included in Encino, but it was completely unfurnished and even the fridge was missing, and 1-bedroom apartment for $1,700 completely furnished, but it was very old looking and located in Burbank. And please don't get upset if you cannot find your perfect place for living right away. It just takes time, so you have to be patient. I was so naive as I hoped to find an apartment within the first day staying in LA, and of course it didn't happen. I spent the whole day driving, seeing different places, but all of them were either overpriced or just not in good condition. But I didn't lose hope. I continued looking for the next 3 days without any breaks until I actually found it. My studio is $1,300 total, $1,250 all included, plus $50 for Wi-Fi. First 4 days staying in LA, I booked rooms on Airbnb, and I didn't even stay in any of those places twice just because I booked last minute and whatever still was available for a good price. I paid about $60–70 per night. My next advice is to rent a car for a week or at least for a few days when moving to LA. You'll be able to do a lot more in 1 day, and especially to check out more places to live. When I moved to LA, I rented a car from Get Around. They have an app you can download to your phone, and you can find a car for $30 per day in their app. And Get Around doesn't have any young renter fees. People post their cars on the map, and you can search for a car that is available for a pickup in the location which is convenient for you and book it for a specific day and time. When you come to pick up the car, it's parked on the street and you can open it using the app. And at the end of the rent, you have to return it to the same location. When I was on the vacation, I didn't know about Get Around, so I rented my car from Alamo, and they offered me the best price on the market. Another company you can rent from is Enterprise. They are also very nice, but when I quoted them, their price was a little bit higher than Alamo's. These both companies, Alamo and Enterprise, have young renter fees as well as many other companies on the market. If you're more than 25, you don't have to worry about it, but if you're less, you'll have to pay an additional charge. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you still have any questions, please let me know in the comments below and I will answer all of them. So don't forget to like this video, hit the bell and subscribe to my channel so I can make more for you in the future. And I will see you in the next video.